Friday, April 24th, today on Your Morning Atlantic, a third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And National Volunteer Week. We'll look at the importance of volunteering and how you can get involved in your community.
Plus, the Saltscapes Spring Expo. The always popular event kicks off later this morning, and we'll get the inside scoop on what visitors can expect all weekend long. All that and so much more just ahead on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
On this Friday, April 24th. So glad you could join us. It's going to be a great show. Lots to let you know about. Love the visuals there. That was Coastal Cove Candle Company. Friends of the show. We popped in. It's a daughter-father duo. And if you don't remember, I'll tell you how it began. He was having a massage because he had some back issues. And he said, that smells good. What's going on here? And that scent just lifted him up, and he thought, I want to bring that scent into the world.
Into the world.
Amazing.
And so
he actually approached his daughter. He's like, let's start a candle company. She's like, okay.
Awesome.
And yeah, they're wonderful stuff. So it's amazing. Anyway, we love shining a spotlight on local businesses. I love shining a light of any sort, especially sunlight. Are we looking at any of that?
My gosh.
Well, today, not so much.
Okay.
Into the weekend, though, we'll start to see some sunshine return, and temperatures will start to warm up.
Tell me more. I want to know all about that.
Yeah, but we have to still talk about the cold that we have to deal with today. Cloudy start to the day in Halifax, 1 degree early this morning, not factoring in that wind chill. So it is going to be a cooler day ahead. Daytime highs remaining below seasonal for much of the region, so keep that in mind. We do have mixed precipitation in the forecast as well. As of right now, -1 in Sydney, as well as into Charlottetown and Fredericton. -1 as well in Labrador City and into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at our wind chill early this morning, helping to cool things down yet again as we end off the work week. Newfoundland, Labrador feeling cooler today as well. A snowfall warning currently in effect for later this morning until Saturday for parts of Newfoundland. We are going to see some significant snowfall move in today. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. A low chance of flurries and or showers today will become a bit steadier into the afternoon for the maritime region. We do have snow transitioning over to freezing drizzle and snow at times heavy for Newfoundland. Labrador seeing a bit of flurry activity tracking across the province. In terms of the wind, it's going to remain quite light today. As of right now, 15 kilometers per hour in Edmundston as well as Canso, 13 in Charlottetown, 11 in Yarmouth and Sydney. No wind gusts to report at this time. We'll take a look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you so much, Latavia. You'll be paying more to fill up with gas at maritime pumps. In Nova Scotia Zone 1, gas increased by 10.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.77.7 a litre. Price of diesel did not change in Nova Scotia. It rests at $2.06.6 a litre. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by 4 cents. The minimum price now $1.79.3 a litre. And diesel on the island increased for a second day in a row, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price now $2.17.2 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. Meantime, diesel decreased by 1.6 cents, the only decrease on the board. The maximum price now $2.16.9 a litre. A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton Thursday afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. Two other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Ryan will face a judge later today. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to this home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remained in custody. Thursday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. Police in Fredericton are reporting a dramatic spike in drug overdoses so far this year. The force says it responded to 61 since January, more than twice the number for the same period last year. There were 162 reported overdoses in 2025, 9 of which were fatal. A major player in the dairy industry around here is making some major changes and impacting jobs. Canada's largest dairy cooperative, AgroPure, is planning to wind down operations in Truro and Sussex and expand production in Hammonds Plains and Miramichi. AgroPure says the closure of the facility in Sussex is expected at the end of 2028 and will result in 60 job losses. Meantime, it will spend $20 million to modernize the Miramichi facility to create 15 jobs, with $2.4 million coming from the New Brunswick government.
We can feel for the folks in Sussex who are hearing the news about the shift of that work, and we're grateful that AgroPure has committed to supporting those employees if they choose to relocate to where the new opportunities are. So AgroPure is growing in the Miramichi, and actually at the end of this they will have net more employment and activity in New Brunswick than they do today.
And in Nova Scotia, the provincial government says AgroPure employs more than 400 Nova Scotians. In a news release, Premier Tim Houston says he welcomes the expansion and says it supports dairy farmers in Nova Scotia. The Prime Minister says he's not particularly happy New Brunswick plans to set up a road toll by Nova Scotia. Mark Carney met face-to-face with Premier Susan Holt earlier this week. He told reporters yesterday all provinces have to do their part to reduce provincial trade barriers. The province introduced the controversial measure in its recent deficit budget. Carney says he'll continue to discuss the issue with New Brunswick. Finally, some good news to share about that Nova Scotia woman battling for access to a life-extending cancer drug. After several failed rounds of chemotherapy, 43-year-old Lisa McDonald has been waiting for government approval to pay for a drug she believes is her best and only hope of having more time to live. Now, shortly after our report aired earlier this week, the drug company reached out to the McDonald family, telling them they've added Lisa to their compassionate patient support program. So she's expected to receive her first dose of the drug on Monday.
Amazing. Whoa, that's incredible news.
So the company did, in fact, reach out to her. So
amazing.
I'm thinking of that family, yes.
A community. Yeah, wonderful.
And that's your first look at your news here on this Friday morning. You're welcome.
6:07. Here's a good news story, not in our region, but still interesting. It's a site that was 34 years in the making. So the historic lighthouse at Australia's Green Cape is shining once again. It was built in 1883, and the lighthouse was decommissioned during the 90s and replaced with a lattice light. But the lattice reached the end of its service, and guess what? Officials realized it was cheaper to restore the lighthouse. So after much work, the lighthouse now shines brighter and more efficient than ever. That's a neat, I just thought this was a neat story, and we have many historic lighthouses in our region.
I love it.
We love a good lighthouse around here.
Yeah. I would love to go up in one day.
I have. It's really neat.
It looks so cool. Even in movies, I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So neat.
So cool.
There are so many around the region that you can go up to and visit. Not all of them, but yeah.
Amazing.
It's so neat.
There's a Lighthouse Day in August, and that's when we can maybe shine a spotlight on that then, so to speak, pun intended, Amanda, and then we'll find out which ones are open. We can have
amazing.
Make a list.
Sounds good.
All right, still ahead, we're going to have you look at your national and international news headlines on this Friday morning, and Latavia has the latest look at the forecast. Speaking of iconic sites in the region, the UNESCO World Heritage Site, Lunenburg. Good morning to our viewers on the South Shore. Latavia has your daytime highs right after this.
Happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:12. We're taking a live look at Fredericton. A -1 starting off your day. You can see roads are a bit wet. We are expecting a chance of showers and flurries across the region. So it is cooler yet again early this morning. We are going to see below seasonal daytime highs headed our way, mixed precipitation in the forecast, so make sure you dress accordingly. -1 starting off your day in Charlottetown as well as into Sydney, 1 degree in Halifax, 0 in Labrador City, and -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a snowfall warning currently in effect for later this morning until Saturday. We are going to see some significant snowfall for parts of Newfoundland, at around 15 to 20 centimeters. Over to our forecast timeline. Active weather right across the region. For Labrador, looking at a chance of flurries and or showers. For Newfoundland, we are going to see snow, at times heavy, with freezing drizzle early in the morning. And for the Maritime region, chance of flurries and or showers throughout the day today. Into the afternoon, a chance of showers will continue and then transition out of the region. As you can see here, we are going to see still some looming showers and or flurries for parts of the Maritime region, but for the most part, we start to see the system break down. Newfoundland and Labrador, that is not the case. Snow at times heavy. Freezing drizzle will remain across Newfoundland. Labrador still going to see some snowfall. That takes us into our forecast for Saturday. We are going to see some precipitation starting off the day early in the morning, but expected to start to clear out. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, most of Nova Scotia, but we do have 2 to 5 centimeters for New Glasgow. And then for Labrador City, looking at only around 2 centimeters of accumulation and looking at around 2 to 10 for Newfoundland. For our rainfall outlook, seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters across the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, and also going to see around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, looking at showers and or flurries today with daytime highs ranging from 4 to 7 degrees. For Prince Edward Island, a high of 4 degrees today. Flurries start off the day, will clear though, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. A chance of flurries early on, clearing out, leaving sunny breaks into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 3 to 6. For the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and or flurries today with daytime highs between 6 to 9 degrees. Labrador City looking at a high of 3 degrees today. Flurries, freezing drizzle expected throughout your day. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland. Periods of snow becoming heavier snow into the evening. For our forecast on Saturday, temperatures will start to rise, becoming seasonal for much of our daytime highs. Still a bit of active weather for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia, looking at some showers and or flurries. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, going to see showers and or snow. And then into our forecast for Saturday night, pretty much the same. Temperatures continue to rise though. On Sunday, above seasonal daytime highs headed our way. We start to see that cloud coverage break down. Sunshine returns for the Maritime region. Across Labrador, Newfoundland still dealing with flurries and or showers. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. U.S. President Donald Trump says the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon has been extended. Trump posting that the agreement, due to expire on Monday, will continue for another 3 weeks. The announcement came after the president hosted negotiations at the White House. Meantime, Trump told reporters, quote, "Don't rush me," when asked about his timeline for ending the Iran war, and blamed Iran for stalling negotiations. And the conflict is already costing Canadians more to fly, and now WestJet is joining other carriers by packing on extra baggage fees. Travelers checking in their first or second bag at the airport will have to pay $10 more per item. If you sign up for checked baggage beforehand, it will be $5 more per bag. And fees for overweight or oversized luggage will see an increase of $50. This is the third time in 3 years the airline has increased baggage fees. We're learning more about that fatal collision at LaGuardia Airport in New York last month involving an Air Canada jet and a fire truck.
Stop, truck one, stop, truck one, stop.
Investigators say a firefighter in that truck heard warnings from air traffic controllers, but didn't know who it was for. By the time they figured it out, it was too late. Investigators say the warning came after the truck was cleared to cross the runway 12 seconds before the plane touched down. 2 pilots were killed in the crash and around 40 people were injured. The trade tensions between Canada and the U.S. are heating up ahead of the CUSMA Trade Pact review, which is scheduled for July 1st. CTV's Mike Lecouture has the latest.
As this Ottawa pub prepared for a busy night of playoff hockey, the shutout of U.S. spirits has led to a run on Canadian alcohol.
We really get asked more like about Niagara wines versus the Californias, and we get asked about the Canadian options for spirits as well.
The decline in American booze sales is likely why U.S. trade officials continue to bring it up as an irritant.
There may have to be an enforcement action to deal with this issue on wine and spirits in Canada.
When pressed about that today, the Prime Minister pushed back.
You know what's an irritant? 50% tariff on steel, 50% tariff on aluminum, 25% tariff on automobiles, all the tariffs on forest products. Those are more than irritant.
And he insisted discussions with the Trump administration must be a two-way street.
We're not sitting here taking notes, okay, and taking instruction from the United States.
Appearing on CNN, Premier Doug Ford made no apologies for Ontario not stocking U.S. alcohol and Ontarians not vacationing in the U.S.
It's unfortunate that Canadians are boycotting spending tens of billions of dollars in the U.S. This can come to a quick end. Everyone can thrive and prosper.
While criticizing the Carney government for making concessions and not getting any in return, the Conservatives say it's time to hold firm.
I don't think we should squander any more leverage after learning from Mr. Carney's mistakes.
Polyev believes the focus should be on the 2.6 million Canadian jobs affected by the trade war. Canada's new ambassador to the U.S. told a parliamentary committee there are discussions about sectoral tariffs while also preparing for negotiations.
We are ready, willing, and able to commence the review process, and we are in active dialogue to reduce the 232 tariffs that have been imposed on Canadian industry.
Despite several questions from opposition MPs, the ambassador couldn't explain why talks have not started between Canada and the U.S. Meantime, the Americans and Mexicans are scheduled to start their negotiations at the end of May.
CTV's Michael Couture reporting in Ottawa. Following closely in the path of Artemis 2, crew member Jeremy Hansen, another Canadian astronaut, is all set to mark his first space flight. Joshua Kutrick will be heading to the International Space Station later this year, joining NASA's SpaceX Crew 13. The 44-year-old from Alberta will live and work on board the ISS for about 6 months and become the first Canadian to be part of NASA's commercial crew program. A break here on Your Morning Atlantic. On the other side of it, we'll return with your top business headlines and your must-see moment from our colleagues over at TSN. We'll be right back. Please stay with us.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
That too. We'll have to download that one.
I know, right?
Funky.
Vibes.
All right, vibes. That's a word. 6:23. Time now to check in with our friends at TSN Sports Center for today's must-see moment.
Hello there, Kara Wagland inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. And for it, we are off to Atlanta. Knicks and Hawks Game 3. Dyson Daniels from downtown misses. Onyeka Okongwu comes from out of nowhere to slam this one home. He times it perfectly, outjumps everyone to throw it down. That helped the Hawks to a narrow win. They now lead the series 2-1. Okongwu has your must-see moment from Thursday. And coming up tonight on TSN, we got a little NBA playoff double dip for you. Game 3 between the Lakers and Rockets. That's followed by Game 3 between the Spurs and Blazers. It all gets underway at 8 p.m. Eastern. That's all for now from Sports Center. Have a great day.
This TSN must-see moment brought to you by J.R. Rahe's Furniture and Appliances.
And now it's time for your business headlines from our colleagues over at BNN.
Customers will pay an extra $5 for a checked bag. And that's only if travelers plan in advance. It takes the price to between $55 and $65. And if you decide to check a bag at the airport, it'll cost between $70 and $94 under the ultra basic ticket. Airlines around the world are grappling with high fuel costs as a result of the backup of tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. Cannabis stocks jumped on news that the U.S. is reclassifying the drug as less dangerous. It will put it into the same category as a drug like Tylenol with codeine. But the stocks retreated in the afternoon when investors realized the move only applies to medical marijuana already licensed by the states. Lululemon stock has been dropping since the company announced a new CEO. Former Nike executive Heidi O'Neill will take charge in September. She has a steep climb ahead of her. Lulu has been struggling to regain market share after some design misses and more competition in the space. The stock ended the day down over 13% in the U.S. Here are the closing numbers for the day. The Canadian dollar is down to 73.02. West Texas Intermediate is up over $3 to 96.55. Western Canadian Select is up over $2 to 73.05. And the TSX lost 42 points today. Those are your business headlines. I'm Marilla Fernandez.
Taking a look at our weekend forecast for New Brunswick, a high of 5 degrees today, chance of showers and or flurries. For Saturday, looking at sunshine for much of the province, we do have showers and or flurries returning for the southern region. On Sunday, warming up to 14 degrees with sunny skies. For Nova Scotia, 7 degrees today with showers and or flurries. On Saturday, mainly cloudy skies. We will be seeing showers and or flurries return for Cape Breton Island. 12 degrees on Sunday with lots of sunshine across the province. Prince Edward Island, 5 degrees today. Flurries will clear, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. 4 degrees on Saturday with showers and or flurries across the island. Sunshine returns to the forecast on Sunday with a high of 8.
Just ahead in this half hour, the Move Morning Chat. Today we're talking about our bucket list, and we want to know what's on yours. That's in about 15 minutes on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hey, hi there. How are you? Happy Friday.
You're feeling the Friday vibes.
Feeling the Friday vibes. Another fresh cup of coffee.
Well, it'll do it to you.
Let's go.
I'm going to join you on that train in a second. Choo-choo. Love it. Friday vibes are high. So glad you're with us today. Happy Friday. You know what? You just have to decide. I'm going to love life anyway, even though Amanda was talking about her walk yesterday, her dog walk. She had to dig out the hat and toque again, right? Or rather the toque and mitts.
Oh my gosh, I know. And I just think, okay, I got to dress for the lows. Mm-hmm. Never the highs for me.
Well, lately the highs are the lows.
The lows. I've been like looking at visuals from around the region. In many parts of our region, still lots of snow on the ground.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Down in the prairies, they got a heavy snowfall.
That's true.
Yep.
That's true.
But Windsor, Ontario was like 27.
Oh my gosh, that's where my dad lives.
Wow.
Weird.
I know.
Right?
I had to talk. It was birthday, as I mentioned on the show Monday, and I was chatting with him. He's like, "Oh, Crystal, we're busy. We're opening up the pool." I'm like, "Dad."
I know.
Dad.
Every year in Toronto, my aunt, they have like Mother's Day and they go swimming in her pool.
On Mother's Day?
Heated pool, yeah. I'm like,
Still, even if the pool was heated, you'd have to
Just
really
jealous,
heat it.
yeah.
You're like, is it a hot tub? No.
No.
No, it is not. Yeah, no, I don't think any of us are going to be jumping into waterways anytime soon, unless you got
cold plunging, I guess.
Cold plunging, or you're one of those brave surfers.
Don't go to the waterway here. Stay off those black rocks.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely avoid that. Cloudy start to the day at Peggy's Cove. It is cold this morning. Currently -1 in your area. Factor in the wind chill, feeling cooler. Daytime highs are going to remain below seasonal. We will see a warm up though into the weekend. So, you know, positive. Stay positive. That's what I'm trying to say and get to. All right, over to our current temperatures. -1 right now in Fredericton, as well as into Charlottetown, Sydney, 1 degree in Halifax, 0 over in Labrador City, -3 in Gander. Taking a look at that wind chill factoring in for the Maritime region, as well as Newfoundland and Labrador, feeling a bit actually warmer than yesterday, but still remaining quite cold. All right, so we do have a snowfall warning also issued for parts of Newfoundland for later this morning until Saturday. We do have a bit of messy weather headed their way, as well as a low chance of showers and or flurries starting off the day for the Maritime region will stick around into the afternoon, becoming a 60% chance of it happening. Newfoundland, Labrador seeing flurries as well as snow moving in for Newfoundland. Over to the current wind for the Maritime region, pretty light and will remain so into the afternoon. As of right now, it is 17 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth, 15 in Edmundston, 13 in Moncton. No wind gusts to report. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. And you will be paying more to fill up with gas at Maritime pumps. Beginning with Nova Scotia and Zone 1, gas increased by 10.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.77.7 a litre. Price of diesel did not change in Nova Scotia. It rests at a minimum price of $2.06.6. In PEI, gas increased by 4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.79.3, and diesel increased for a second day in a row, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price for diesel on the island now $2.17.2. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. Meantime, the only decrease on the board, diesel fell by 1.6 cents. The maximum price, $2.16.9 a litre. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to a home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remained in custody. Then Thursday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton Thursday afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. Two other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Ryan will face a judge later today. The Prime Minister says he's not particularly happy New Brunswick plans to set up a road toll by Nova Scotia. Mark Carney met face-to-face with Premier Susan Holt earlier this week. He told reporters yesterday all provinces have to do their part to reduce provincial trade barriers. The province introduced a controversial measure in its recent deficit budget. Carney says he will continue to discuss the issue with New Brunswick. An Alberta-based group says it's willing to fight to reinstate a video feed of town council meetings in the community of Annapolis Royal. Critics say it undermines accountability, but town officials say they're ending the practice because it's led to harassment for some councillors, especially women.
In general, because YouTube and other platforms allow comments, clipping, reposting, live streaming meetings can unintentionally amplify harassment and abuse directed at councillors, particularly women.
Female politicians are not treated the same as male politicians. Women in general are not treated the same way. Young people are certainly not, and we have young people and we have women.
The live video stream began during COVID, and audio recording will still be uploaded. The Calgary-based Canadian Constitution Foundation says it will consider litigation if the decision is not reversed by the next council meeting. Finally, a pair of New Brunswick first responders are being praised for their efforts in saving a man from a burning building last week. Paramedics Denny Cogswell and David Kraft were first on the scene of the house fire early Saturday morning. They quickly realized someone was trapped in the basement, and there was no time to wait for firefighters.
I went in first and tried to lift him out and couldn't get him out, and the heat kind of drove me back. When I went in the last time, he was up in the window a little bit.
I grabbed his arm. It was so full of there was so much soot and debris and everything around, and Dave really, you know, gave all that he could, and we got him up enough that we could fully grab him to slide him out onto the lawn.
I can't even express it in words. Can't thank these guys enough. Like, you know, everyone always speaks about heroes, and I've got 2 of them now.
Now, all 3 men were taken to hospital for smoke inhalation, but good news, they're all doing well. Ambulance New Brunswick says it's clear the paramedics went above and beyond in their duties that day.
Wow.
Incredible.
Chilling. That is a story.
So.
Wow. So happy it all has a happy ending.
Yes, and for them to all come forward and share that story, wow.
Well, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Let's keep the good news going. We got a contest to tell you about. If you haven't heard, it's new this week. It's the Wake Up and Win with CTV Your Morning. We can pay your bills with a massive $20,000 prize. It could be yours. Imagine what you could do with an extra 20 grand. To enter, head to the contest page on ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code on your screen. Enter the code word along with your info for your chance to win. So the code word today is bonus. All you do, enter that little info and you could win $20,000. Enter again Monday for another chance to win another code word.
So exciting, and so it continues. Okay, it's Friday. What's going to hit the box office this weekend? Still ahead from Hollywood, we have your entertainment headlines. But before that, after the forecast, it's the Move Morning Chat. We really want to hear from you on this. What's on your bucket list, and why is it on your bucket list? Maybe we've got some things in common there. That conversation right after this.
Happy Friday, Atlantic Canada. The time now is 6:41. We're taking a live look at Badette. Currently 1 degree starting off your day. Very cloudy early this morning. We have a low chance of flurries expected, but will clear out. Clouds will start to clear out, leaving sunshine in your area. So it is cool right across the region yet again today. We are going to see below seasonal daytime highs for much of the region, but temperatures will rise a little bit later on, but still remaining cold. So for our current temperatures, as of right now, -1 in Fredericton as well as into Charlottetown and Sydney, 1 degree in Halifax, 2 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, and -5 in Corner Brook. A snowfall warning currently issued for parts of Newfoundland for later this morning until Saturday. We will see some significant snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. So over to our forecast timeline. Flurries and or showers expected for parts of all 3 maritime provinces throughout the day today. And then for Newfoundland and Labrador, we will be seeing active weather as well, looking at flurries and or showers for parts of Labrador. For Newfoundland, we will start to see a freezing drizzle early in the morning, then snow starts to move in, will become heavier into the evening hours. Into the afternoon, we will be seeing much of the same. That carries us into tonight. Temperatures cool down yet again. We are going to see mixed precipitation remain across much of Atlantic Canada, taking us into Saturday morning, where we are going to see some looming showers and or flurries, but that will clear out for the most part, seeing either mainly cloudy skies to a mix of sun and cloud. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, only seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. Heaviest being around 2 to 5 centimeters for New Glasgow. Around 2 centimeters as well for parts of Labrador. For Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 10 centimeters. For our rainfall outlook, we will be seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters across the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, and also seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will range from 4 to 7 degrees. A chance of showers and or flurries throughout the day today. Pretty light wind out of the north, 20 kilometers per hour. For Prince Edward Island, isolated flurries start off the day, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud, a high of 4 degrees. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, daytime highs will range from 3 to 6. We do have a flurry starting off your day and or showers, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a chance of showers and flurries remain throughout the day today. Daytime highs will range from 6 to 9. And for Labrador City, looking at 3 degrees with flurries. Freezing drizzle also expected early in the morning. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at snow, transitioning into snow at times heavy. That's a look at your weather. I'm going to throw things over to the Move Morning Chat. It's that time once again for the Move Morning Chat, and today is actually National Bucket List Day. So we want to know what's on your bucket list. Aaron, Peter, what's on your list?
Well, I've got something on my bucket list that has been on my bucket list since, well, before the term bucket list ever existed. I want to throw this out first. We didn't know about bucket lists until the movie, The Bucket List, came out in 2007. It was never a thing, but suddenly it's like part of our vocabulary. So that movie, if you remember, was Morgan Freeman and Jack Nicholson, and they were cancer patients who had a bucket list of things that they wanted to actually accomplish. So on my bucket list right now, and has been for years, is going to Sable Island, which you couldn't do for the longest time, but now you can. So it should be doable if I can just work up the whatever it costs to get on a helicopter and fly out to Sable Island, but that would certainly make my bucket list.
I know it's roughly $1,000, and I believe when my friend did it a few years ago, because it was on her bucket list for her family, they had to do something. It was like New Year's Day. They had to sign up immediately to do it. Because it's that quick. I don't know if the rules have changed since then, but I remember, it was about $1,000 for the helicopter ride, and they had to sign up like January 1st.
Wow.
12 to 1 a.m.
Saying there's a chance I can get this in.
Listen, my bucket list thing is pretty common, but honestly, I've been seeing a lot of stories about hot air balloons, and I've realized I actually really would love to go on a hot air balloon ride. I always thought I wouldn't like to do it because I don't really like heights, but the more and more videos I see, specifically going on a hot air balloon ride in the morning, first thing in the morning, it seems like everything is so calm and quiet, and you're just getting this view that is unlike anything before. I think I'm putting my fear aside of heights, and I want to get in on a hot air balloon. I think that is something that would be so much fun.
You could do that at the festival in Sussex, New Brunswick, Erin.
Okay, I'll be doing that.
Honestly, I want to do both of your bucket list ideas, but for me, I would say whale watching. I'm obsessed with whales. I've always wanted to go whale watching. For some reason, I've just never gone yet. So definitely hoping to do that even this summer.
Oh my gosh, that is something you can definitely do this summer. Briar Island, the places you could go for that around here, endless. For me, I was thinking about this. I would really love to run the London Marathon. It's actually happening this weekend in the London, UK, I should add. And the draw opens up today, the lottery, so you can put your name in for a chance to run in it. We have relatives, my mom's side of the family is from England. I would love the opportunity not only to run in my mom's home country, but also just to see some extended family that we have there that we haven't seen since my son was born.
That's incredible.
We'll see. I'm gonna put my name in the lottery today. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Yay! Good luck.
So thank you. So we're throwing the question to you at home. It's National Bucket List Day. What is on your bucket list? Have you done any of the things that we've mentioned? Do you have any suggestions? Where to go? What to do? 10400 is the number, and we look forward to hearing what you have to say.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. The time now is 6:51. We're going to head over to Hollywood. Take a look at those entertainment headlines.
Hit me like a gut punch. I hurt my own feelings.
Nick Jonas has announced a series of performances in 6 cities across the East Coast under the name A Night with Nick. The shows will feature songs off Sunday Best, Jonas' recent solo album, as well as past hits. It all kicks off on June 4th in Niagara Falls, New York. Bad news if you're a fan of the 1995 comedy Clueless. A planned reboot has now reportedly been scrapped. Alicia Silverstone has been attached to reprise her role from the original movie in a TV series for Peacock. It was first announced a year ago, but now the streaming service has pulled the plug. And happy birthday to Barbra Streisand. The iconic singer is one of a handful of people to have an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony to her name. She turns 84 today. That's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
Well, in case you missed it, there's a big pile of snow at Ski Martok, and great efforts are underway to actually try to keep it.
Yep, officials there are hoping the snow might give them a chance to get an early start next season. CTV's Callum Smith has a story.
Despite being the off-season, work continues year-round at the ski hill. But it's Ski Martok's latest project that might catch your eye, this massive pile of snow.
It's about almost 19,000 cubic meters.
As for its height,
it varies between 12 to 15 meters at this point in time.
People here are soon going to put a massive tarp on it, hoping to get it through the maritime summer, bringing snow from their 60th anniversary season into next winter.
I think it's no secret this was quite a good winter, you know. Everybody keeps telling me this was one for the books. The people who we are working on this with are saying we will lose between 20 and 50% this year. It's been untested as well in this climate.
I think this is like a future trend.
That company is Snow Support, based in Czechia, supplying the tarp and consulting Martok with big hopes.
It will be also interesting test, but I think if it works in Martok, I think it will work on the other place in the Canada.
Another industry company says it all comes down to stability for ski hills.
November, December has been really unpredictable on the last years. So the idea of having a secure date to start the ski resort is very, very important.
The tarp is insulated with a goal of keeping warm out and cold in.
I've been following snow storage for as long as it's been done, so I remember when it started. I think it was started in Finland and sort of spread through Scandinavia. It's been done in Europe for a while. When it finally was done in Canada for the first time last summer at some peaks in BC, it was like, holy cow.
So while the idea is new to Canada and specifically Nova Scotia,
it's been around for a while and it's evolved, you know, as a practice, as, you know, something that the outcome is a positive one in all the cases that I've looked at. So it sounds weird, but it's super cool.
For people who say, you know, this is Looney Tunes, this is crazy, is, you know, your grandmother did it when she stored ice over the winter time, right? So it's not that wild and that crazy as we would want to think.
Still, no one knows for sure.
We can end up here with a massive puddle in the summer, fall, but everybody keeps telling me that's not the case. So hold your fingers.
Callum Smith, CTV News, Windsor, Nova Scotia.
We will hold our fingers too. We'll see what that's going to be like later on this year. Happening now in local news, you will be paying more to fill up with gas at pumps in the Maritimes. We'll have the prices just ahead and let you know what is going on with diesel. It's up in some places, down in others. Plus, a third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst, Nova Scotia, last week. Plus, at the movie theater, turns out Little Lorraine is making quite the waves. Big hit at the box office in Cape Breton. They had to extend some showings. We'll have those details just ahead in your local news headlines. But first, it is a look at the weekend forecasts with Latavia.
Thanks, Amanda. For New Brunswick, 5 degrees today with showers and or flurries across the province. 11 on Saturday. Looking at a mix of sun and cloud, we do have showers and or flurries returning for the southern region. And then on Sunday, 14 degrees with sunshine across the province. For Nova Scotia today, 7 degrees, a chance of showers and or flurries. For Saturday, we are going to see a bit of sunshine, but also mainly cloudy skies for mainland Nova Scotia. Looking to Cape Breton Island, showers and or flurries. 12 degrees on Sunday with lots of sunshine across the province. Prince Edward Island, 5 degrees today. Flurries will clear, leaving sunshine into the afternoon. 4 degrees on Saturday. Showers and or flurries. Sunshine on Sunday with a high of 8.
It's Friday, April 24th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Your top news headlines just ahead.
And it's National Volunteer Week. We'll speak about the importance of giving your time and find out how you can get involved in your community. Those stories and more are coming up in the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning and happy Friday. The time now is 7 o'clock. I can't believe it's 7 o'clock. I feel like the time is flying by. I looked up just now at the clock and I was like, what? 7? No.
I know. Morning's ripping by. The whole week ripped by.
Oh, yeah.
The month, April 23rd.
I know. The month is ripping by.
Today's the 24th.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, I did it again.
That's okay. Honestly, I'm like confused 99% of the time.
But Amanda's been hilarious a day behind every day. I feel that and Annie, there's like tomorrow. Amanda's like, yesterday, I'm always one day behind.
Yeah, literally.
All my troubles seem so far away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I know. I can't, and I said it so confidently too.
Yeah, again.
It is the 23rd. Friday the 23rd. No.
Because of the weather. 23rd, 24th.
Who cares?
It's just, you wake up and it's like Groundhog Day, more of the same.
I know, it's been rinse and repeat. A cold week, really.
It's been chilly, and it's the thing.
Yeah, and mixed precipitation continues to track across the region. Well, same for today. It is cold early this morning over in Antigonish. Currently 1 degree in your area. A cloudy start to the day. We do have a low chance of showers and or flurries for much of the Maritimes, and as well as into Newfoundland and Labrador, seeing active weather today. -1 starting off your day in Fredericton, Charlottetown as well. 0 in Sydney and Labrador City, and -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill early this morning. So temperatures are expected to rise, but still remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs. Here's a look at the snowfall warning currently issued for parts of Newfoundland for later this morning until Saturday, expecting significant snowfall. Here's a look at the current systems tracking across the region. We will be seeing snow, freezing drizzle across parts of Newfoundland. For Labrador, looking at flurries and or showers. Same thing for the Maritime region. A chance of showers and or flurries will track for parts of the Maritimes throughout the day today. In terms of the wind, it's going to remain quite light across all 3 Maritime provinces. As of right now, 17 kilometers per hour in Sydney and Yarmouth, 13 in Edmundston and Moncton, 11 in Grand Etang, as well as into Woodstock. No wind gusts to report. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. You will be paying more to fill up with gas at Maritime pumps. Beginning with Nova Scotia Zone 1, that's the Halifax area, gas increased by 10.5 cents overnight. The minimum price now $1.77.7. Price of diesel did not change in Nova Scotia. It rests at $206.6. In PEI, gas increased by 4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.79.3. And diesel increased for a second day, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price $2.17.2 a litre. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. Meantime, diesel decreased by 1.6 cents. The maximum price now $2.16.9 a litre. A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton Thursday afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. 2 other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Ryan is scheduled to face a judge later today. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to a home on the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remained in custody. Yesterday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. Police in Fredericton are reporting a dramatic spike in drug overdoses so far this year. The force says it responded to 61 since January. That's more than twice the number for the same period last year. There were 162 reported overdoses in 2025, 9 of which were fatal. A major player in the dairy industry around here is making some major changes and impacting jobs. Canada's largest dairy cooperative, AgroPure, is planning to wind down operations in Truro and Sussex and expand production in Hammonds Plains and Miramichi. AgroPure says the closure of the facility in Sussex is expected at the end of 2028 and will result in 60 job losses. Meantime, it will spend $20 million to modernize the Miramichi facility to create 15 jobs, with $2.4 million coming from the New Brunswick government.
We can feel for the folks in Sussex who are hearing the news about the shift of that work, and we're grateful that AgroPure has committed to supporting those employees if they choose to relocate to where the new opportunities are. So AgroPure is growing in the Miramichi, and actually at the end of this they will have net more employment and activity in New Brunswick than they do today.
In Nova Scotia, the provincial government says AgroPure employs more than 400 people. In a news release, Premier Tim Houston says he welcomes the expansion and says it supports dairy farmers in Nova Scotia. And we're hearing from Nova Scotia's Premier about a court ruling last week that called his woods ban during a fire season unreasonable. The Supreme Court ruled the Department of Natural Resources failed to consider the charter rights of ordinary Nova Scotians when it imposed a province-wide ban on entering the woods last summer. The Premier says his government is still reviewing the 17-page decision, but says he will continue to err on the side of caution during emergencies like extreme wildfires.
I'll always look at the facts that are in front of me in an evolving emergency and do what is necessary to keep people safe. Public safety may not be the primary consideration of others, but it is the primary consideration of me as Premier and of our government.
The plaintiffs who challenged the ban called the decision a win for the charter rights of everyday Nova Scotians. Finally, it turns out Little Lorraine is a big hit at the box office in Cape Breton. The indie film sold more than 4,000 tickets over the course of this week in Sydney. So much so, Cineplex had to add more screenings because 12 of the 14 scheduled showings sold out. Many in the area who are also a part of the filming in 2024, so they get to see themselves and, of course, their region on the big screen. Nova Scotia-born director Andy Hines says he's been blown away by the response. Of course, the movie is based on co-writer Adam Baldwin's 2022 song Lighthouse in Little Lorraine, and the film centers on 3 coal miners in Cape Breton who become lobster fishermen and get caught up in a drug smuggling ring. That's so exciting.
I'm so happy for them.
Me too. I want to see it.
Me too.
Really, this is going to get me back into the theater seats.
Absolutely.
On my list.
On the list. And if you missed it, we did speak with Adam Baldwin and one of the actors in the film.
Steve Lund.
Steve Lund, thank you, last week. So we do have that interview up on our website and our YouTube page. Highly encourage you to check out Crystal's conversation with them.
Oh, yeah.
It was a great conversation. They were generous and, yeah. Anyway, it looks like a great movie.
Yeah.
Okay, contest time. If you haven't heard, we're giving away money, $20,000. Wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with the massive 20 grand. Imagine what you could do with that extra money. All kinds of things. Go see Little Lorraine several times. You get some scalp tickets that are higher than book price. Don't do that. Head to our website instead. Go to ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're just about to see. There it is. Today's word is bonus. Enter that, a little info. You'll be entered to win. We're going to do this for a while. So every day, weekday, we're on the show. New code word, new chance to win.
Oh, and there's so much more to come on the show still ahead. We're going to be talking about National Volunteer Week and the importance and changing landscape of being a volunteer around Canada. Also, too, I'll have your national news headlines, and Latavia has the forecast. We have another cool day ahead, cool couple of days before it really warms up on Sunday. Latavia has those details right after this.
Happy Friday. The time now is 7:12. We're taking a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland. Starting off at -1 this morning, cloudy skies. We're going to start to see snow moving into your area into the afternoon, becoming snow, at times heavy, really. It is going to be cool across the region today, below seasonal daytime highs yet again. A bit of mixed precipitation tracking across Atlantic Canada today as well. 0 right now in Fredericton, -1 in Charlottetown with 2 degrees in Halifax, 0 over in Sydney and Labrador City, and -3 in Gander. A snowfall warning is now issued for parts of Newfoundland. This is for later this morning until Saturday, expecting significant snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. So starting off early this morning, we have a chance of showers and or flurries for much of the Maritime region. Across Labrador, also seeing some mixed precipitation early in the morning. And then into the afternoon, we'll start to see that low pressure system make its way over to Newfoundland, bringing snow, at times heavy. Will continue to pick up into the evening hours. For the Maritime region, a chance of showers remains into the afternoon, and then into this evening, a chance of showers and or flurries returns for parts of the Maritimes. That will take us into our forecast for Saturday, although we will be seeing some sunshine, also some looming mixed precipitation. That's the word I was looking for. For our snowfall outlook, looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. Heavy is being still quite light, 2 to 5 centimeters for New Glasgow, and 2 centimeters expected for parts of Labrador. For Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 10 centimeters of accumulation. For our rainfall outlook, it's going to remain quite light for the Maritime region, only seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, and also seeing 2 to 5 millimeters of additional precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. Over to our forecast today for New Brunswick. Daytime highs will range from 4 to 7 degrees. A chance of showers and or flurries throughout the day today. For Prince Edward Island, looking at highs between 3 to 4 degrees. Isolated flurries start off your day. That will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. Pretty much the same for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. A chance of flurries and or showers starting off the day, clearing, leaving sunny breaks into the afternoon. Highs will range from 3 to 6. And for the rest of Nova Scotia, scattered showers and or flurries expected today, with daytime highs between 6 to 9. For Labrador City, we are going to see flurries of freezing drizzle early on in the morning, 2 degrees for Labrador, and then 2 degrees as well for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at periods of snow moving in this afternoon and becoming heavier snow into the evening. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. Big cuts are coming to giant businesses. Social media giant Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, plans to slash 10% of its staff, roughly 8,000 employees, starting May 20th. The cuts come as the company says it's pouring more than $155 billion Canadian into AI. And sportswear giant Nike is cutting 1,400 more jobs, representing about 2% of its workforce. The cuts are mostly in operations and technology and are on top of cuts made in January. The company is looking to slash costs by $2 billion. Budget cuts have hit New Brunswick's tourism industry, forcing the closure of a historic landmark on the Bay of Fundy. CTV's Laura Brown has more on how people are reacting.
It gets its name from the way the water violently battles the reef below it. This is Cape Enrage. The current lighthouse is over 100 years old. The site offers tours, a restaurant, and zip line. You can even rappel down one of the magnificent cliffs. At least, you could.
It's kind of like getting fired, you know, it was short and sweet.
Jim Campbell, who's worked at Cape Enrage for years and is currently on the board of directors, said he was informed by the province just last week that the not-for-profit, which runs the site's operations, would not be receiving the bulk of the funding it needs this season. They could have $30,000 of the $130,000 they normally see. Campbell says that's just not enough.
I'm saddened that something like this can't be funded.
New Brunswick's tourism department said in a statement to CTV News the situation is unfortunate and they are hoping to find some sort of a solution. The province has made cuts to museums and tourist attractions in this year's budget due to a historic $1.4 billion deficit.
I feel it's terribly sad. It's a waste of a beautiful, beautiful location for many tourists across Canada and the U.S.
Oh, Cape Enrage. My heart and soul was at Cape Enrage.
Michelle Harvey Larson owns a gallery nearby. In just a few weeks, the area comes alive, she says, with visitors. The site usually sees 20 to 25,000 tourists each year.
Cape Enrage was on the advertisement of the province. When you landed at the airport, this is who welcomed you, and this was Cape Enrage.
They're confused by the decision, if a little enraged. Laura Brown, CTV News, Cape Enrage, New Brunswick.
Thank you so much, Laura. Break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Crystal will have a conversation about National Volunteer Week and how it's changing over the years. That's coming up after this.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
Welcome back. It's 7:21 and it's National Volunteer Week. This year's theme is Ignite Volunteerism to inspire Canadians to reconnect with their communities through volunteering, civic action and mutual support. In fact, the United Nations has proclaimed 2026 as the International Year of Volunteers. Here to tell us more is Volunteer Canada board member Ambrouge Leroya. Thank you so much for coming back, Ambrouge.
Thank you for having me.
Ambrouge. Yeah, so let's reflect on this year's theme, Ignite Volunteerism. What does that mean to you?
Personally, for it, it means to me that we need to rebrand and change the narrative as to what we have been defining about volunteerism for a very long time. We used to say volunteering as something that was required out of our day jobs, out of our busy schedules, but now we're trying to change the narrative. We're trying to say that we need to re-energize the spirit of how we are in the community by doing just small acts of kindness while we are working on whatever we are working for.
Well, it's interesting you say that. I've seen the numbers. It seems that actual, official volunteering might be declining a little bit. Is that true?
Yes, so there has been, as you know, there's a lot going on, and there's a lot of fragmentation that has happened, and with the pandemic, with the rising costs of living, with all other pressures that are coming in, there's a real sense of existential dread as to what is the meaning that I need to work for. And so because of that, people are not able to find time towards volunteering. And so the demand from the communities has gone significantly up, but unfortunately the supply hasn't kept along with it.
So how do you reframe it? I mean, you have a busy life. You were telling us in the break, a lot going on in your life. You work full time, and you're also a board member and volunteer. Yes. How do you mentally manage all that so that you're able to volunteer your time?
For me, it doesn't mean that I have to log big hours or have some fancy titles that I am showing to the world that I volunteer. For me, it means just small acts of whatever I can do for say, a neighbor or someone in the community or even in my family. If someone asks for help, my hand is always up. And so I kind of show up. There are a lot of digital resources also available to me these days. So if someone I know has done a great work, all I need to do is just go online and put a good word of, a praise for them and let them shine even further.
How does Volunteer Canada fit into all of this?
Volunteer Canada is an organization that supports and helps set up the roadmap as to how people can volunteer by being the vessel of generating infrastructure for volunteerism, while also working with different stakeholders like the governments, like the public sector, like the private sector, and bringing everyone together and letting them know how their work in the community is meaningful.
You're on the board. What, in the past time that you've been on the board, maybe an initiative that Volunteer Canada has done that excites you the most?
I think the most exciting thing that we're doing right now is the National Volunteer Action Strategy, and it kind of aligns really well with what United Nations has declared International Year of Volunteering 2026. In Canada, that means that we are able to execute the strategy that we have been working on for the last more than 12 months. And it is good to see the consultations that we have done. It is good to see the amount of people we have reached out and the actions that are coming out of it, the roadmaps that we are generating out of it.
So it is Volunteer Week. Any advice for people out there right now who say, oh, I'm too busy, I can't volunteer? It's great for others, though. And to get people to maybe give this a go, maybe bring volunteering into their life in some way.
It's a great question. I think when someone says, I don't have time, I think it's not the time, but it's the question of motivation. How do I find the motivation? And sometimes motivation doesn't come just by sitting. It comes by taking the smallest action possible. So if you want to be out and if you want to do something nice, you don't have to go out and do major change in the world. if you can find someone whose world you can change, that will be the biggest thing you can do. And again, go online, write something nice about someone, or just take part in the smallest of the community actions happening.
Just say, I'm going to do something small. It always leads to more. I know that's true.
It's the compounding effect. Like once you start, it's also a very selfish thing to do. Once you start doing something for someone, you feel good and you want to do it more.
It's true. Well, thank you so much for coming in this morning and sharing this. We put information about National Volunteer Week on our website. In the meantime, we'll turn our attention over to Latavia.
Thanks, Crystal. Starting off in New Brunswick for our weekend forecast. 5 degrees today, a chance of showers and or flurries across the province. On Saturday, 11 degrees. Sunshine for much of the province. We do have mixed precipitation for the southern region. And then on Sunday, above seasonal daytime high of 14 with sunny skies. For Nova Scotia, 7 degrees today, a chance of showers and or flurries. On Saturday, a high of 7 yet again. We do have showers and or flurries returning for Cape Breton Island. And then on Sunday, 12 degrees, sunny skies across the province. For Prince Edward Island, 5 degrees today. Flurries will clear, leaving sunshine. 4 degrees on Saturday. Showers and or flurries return. 8 degrees on Sunday with a mix of sun and cloud.
Coming up in this half hour, the Saltscapes Spring Expo, the always popular event, kicks off later this morning. We find out what's new for visitors to the all-weekend event. That's coming up later this half hour on Your Morning Atlantic.
Hello, 7:30, already halfway through the show on this Friday. So happy you're with us. Saltscapes this weekend. And fun maritime tradition. Always good to go see. You can do a little shopping. You can just get inspired. You can go escape the cold and just walk around.
Absolutely. A lot of new extras being added to this year's event, which is great.
Lots of fun.
I love that every year it's like it gets better and better, and you think, how can it be topped? And then there's always something new to see.
So absolutely.
Yeah, it's great always to talk to the vendors too. Sometimes you see their products in local stores, and it's nice to meet the person behind it and get the story behind it and how they got started.
It's true. Everybody has a story, and it's fascinating. One of the reasons I love this job, you actually are allowed to ask people all these questions.
Absolutely. We're allowed to be nosy.
Exactly.
Curious.
That's a better word.
Yeah.
So, weather-wise today, I am curious. What are we looking at for the weekend?
The weekend is looking decent.
Good.
That's Sunday? Hello.
Is that snow?
Yeah.
Good gravy.
Yeah. You know how we keep having these showers and flurries? Yeah. That's what's being left over.
That is unacceptable.
A lot of snow.
Yeah, definitely not great, but it will melt. That is the great thing. Temperatures will rise later into the weekend. But for today, it is currently -1. We do have a chance of flurries continuing in Charlottetown early in the morning. Starting to see that clear out, though, leaving sunshine into the mid to late afternoon. 0 right now in Sydney, 2 degrees in Halifax, 0 in Fredericton. We're looking at 1 degree currently in Cartwright and St. Anthony. Here's a look at the wind chill factoring in early this morning, so we're still feeling a chill in the air. Temperatures will rise a little bit later, but still remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs. We do have some significant snowfall heading towards Newfoundland. This is why we have a snowfall warning in effect for later this morning until Saturday, looking at around 15 to 20 centimeters. So here's a look at our satellite and radar. A chance of showers and or flurries will track across much of the maritime region. Also seeing some mixed precipitation move in across parts of Labrador. And then for Newfoundland, we will see snow. That becomes snow, at times heavy, a little bit later on. In terms of the wind, though, will remain quite light for the maritime region. 19 kilometers per hour right now into Yarmouth, 15 in St. John, New Brunswick, looking at 13 in Edmonton, 11 in Woodstock and Grand Etang. Currently, no wind gusts to report. So we'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. You will be paying more to fill up at pumps in the Maritimes, especially for gas, in Nova Scotia Zone 1. Gas increased by 10.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.77.7. Price of diesel did not change. It rests at $2.06.6 in the Halifax area. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by 4 cents a litre. The minimum price now $1.79.3. And diesel increased on the island for a second day, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price now $2.17.2. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. And diesel decreased. It's the only decrease on the board by 1.6 cents. The maximum price $2.16.9 a liter. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to a home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remains in custody. Thursday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other. And police add they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. The Prime Minister says he's not particularly happy New Brunswick plans to set up a road toll by Nova Scotia. Mark Carney met face-to-face with Premier Susan Holt earlier this week. He told reporters yesterday all provinces have to do their part to reduce provincial trade barriers. The province introduced a controversial measure in its recent deficit budget. Carney says he will continue to discuss the issue with New Brunswick. A major player in the dairy industry around here is making some major changes and impacting jobs. Canada's largest dairy cooperative, AgroPure, is planning to wind down operations in Truro and Sussex and expand production in Hammonds Plains and Miramichi. AgroPure says the closure of the facility in Sussex is expected at the end of 2028 and will result in 60 job losses. Meantime, it will spend $20 million to modernize the Miramichi facility to create 15 jobs, with $2.4 million coming from the New Brunswick government.
We can feel for the folks in Sussex who are hearing the news about the shift of that work, and we're grateful that AgroPure has committed to supporting those employees if they choose to relocate to where the new opportunities are. So AgroPure is growing in the Miramichi, and actually at the end of this they will have net more employment and activity in New Brunswick than they do today.
In Nova Scotia, the provincial government says AgroPure employs more than 400 Nova Scotians. In a news release, Premier Tim Houston says he welcomes the expansion and says it supports dairy farmers in Nova Scotia. Meantime, Tim Houston says he is concerned organized protests are drowning out an honest discussion on potential plans to develop onshore natural gas in the province. Houston spoke to reporters by video link from Pictou County yesterday. He acknowledged some public consultation sessions on the matter have been loud and contentious, but noted there are also Nova Scotians who support more energy development. The Premier argues it's an economic opportunity which could help create jobs and potentially lower energy bills. And it also makes the province less reliant on importing fuel from the U.S.
The United States, we're completely dependent on the United States for our natural gas at the moment, but some of that is actually originating in Alberta or out west. We have it here underfoot, so we need to understand what's possible in terms of developing it. And I can say to Nova Scotians, if we can develop it safely and sustainably here, their energy costs could come down. We're paying almost $15 a unit for natural gas here. It's $2 or $3 in Alberta. So
Groups opposed to natural gas development in Nova Scotia are organizing for a fight. More than 60 people attended an information session in Kennecott the other evening, raising concerns about fracking. Finally, it's Friday. We're a morning show. You know we love animals, so here we have it. Another baby at a zoo, and this one's an orangutan at a Spanish zoo. It's just a good excuse to show these adorable visuals. Zoo officials say the baby is the ape's third offspring, just a little thing. Conservation groups, they say orangutans are considered critically endangered species. So this little one, a very, very welcome sight.
Ooh.
I know. I saw that earlier.
Board?
I honestly am not sure.
Well, it's fresh. That's baby for the body, freshly born.
I saw that too, and I was like, oh, I'm not sure what that is. That they're
you know what that is.
Well, like, no, this is.
Oh no, that is a fresh baby.
Very fresh birth. Well, this is.
Well, this is Mother Nature.
I wonder if she has to break it herself.
I don't know. We'll soon find out. Never seen anything. You know, I've never seen anything like that before. Fresh new baby. Baby looks healthy. Mama looks happy.
Yeah.
Little kisses.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
That is what matters. Yep, that is what matters.
Here's something else you don't see every day.
Does it involve an umbilical cord?
No, not at all. It's a snack attack from the bear's POV. Oh, yeah. Check it out. So this is, see the snout? Check out this bear cam showing the hungry animal wandering through someone's backyard in Connecticut before sniffing out an open bag of Doritos on the patio table and then snatching it and heading off into the woods. It's like the nature cam also picks up the sound.
I want to know how they got the camera on the bear's neck.
Okay, well, this is how you know. Wildfire officials put the cameras on bears' collars to track their movements.
Oh, okay.
They were able to, the bear, they know exactly where he is. The Doritos, long gone.
I'll take the Doritos.
Oh, my gosh.
Maybe it's on your bucket list to see one of the many zoos overseas that we talk about, right?
The Whipsnade Zoo, for example.
Oh, the one in England.
Yeah.
It is National Bucket List Day. What is on your bucket list? Send us a text now, 10400. Already getting some messages in. Looking forward to that. We're going to take a break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, Latavia will have the latest forecast plus the latest details on the Saltscapes Spring Expo happening this weekend. Doors open later this morning. Details are just ahead.
Welcome back and happy Friday. The time now is 7:43. We're taking a live look at Grand Bay Westfield. Starting off at 1 degree this morning, we do have a low chance of showers and or flurries expected in your area throughout the day today. So it is quite cool right across the region. Yet again, we will see temperatures rise, but still remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs. A 0 today in Fredericton, starting off the day in Sydney as well. 2 degrees in Halifax, -1 in Charlottetown, with 2 degrees over in Happy Valley Goose Bay, a -4 in Corner Brook. We do have active weather on its way for Newfoundland. Because of that, we have a snowfall warning in effect. For later this morning until Saturday, we are expecting snow at around 15 to 20 centimeters of accumulation. Over to our forecast timeline. A chance of showers and flurries expected across the Maritimes today. Also seeing some mixed precipitation tracking across much of Labrador. For Newfoundland into the afternoon, we will start to see that snow make its way over, becoming at times heavy into the evening hours. For the Maritime region, we're still going to deal with this mixed precipitation into the afternoon and then into this evening. A low chance of showers and or flurries still remains for parts of the region. Newfoundland, Labrador going to see that wintry mix as well. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, the heaviest being still quite light, 2 to 5 centimeters for New Glasgow. Also going to see around 2 centimeters for parts of Labrador, 2 to 10 for Newfoundland. And then for our rainfall outlook, seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters across the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, as well as 2 to 5 millimeters of precipitation for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, daytime highs will warm around 4 to 7 degrees, so still remaining below seasonal. A low chance of showers and or flurries tracks across the province. For Prince Edward Island, highs between 3 to 4. Flurries will start the day, clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, also seeing a chance of showers and or flurries early on, clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Daytime highs between 3 to 6. And then for the rest of Nova Scotia, showers and or flurries expected as well, around a 60% chance of it happening. Daytime highs between 6 to 9. For Labrador City, we are looking at a high of 2 degrees today. Flurries, freezing drizzle early on. Flurries will continue throughout the day. 2 degrees for St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at snow starting this afternoon, becoming heavier snow into the evening hours. So for our forecast on Saturday, temperatures will warm, seasonal for much of our daytime highs. We will be seeing a low chance of showers and or flurries returning for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, Labrador still dealing with that mixed precipitation. On Sunday, sunshine returns. Crystal.
Thank you so much, Atavia. It's time now to recognize the most important person on our YMA team. It's you at home watching, and we'd love to hear from you. Connect with us, Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca, or text us at 10400 anytime you like. There it is. We'll now turn attention back over to Latavia.
This weekend, it's a sure sign of spring as the annual Saltscapes Expo returns, along with culinary demonstrations, musical performances, and over 100 vendors. This year, the event will also feature art exhibitions, adventurers, and authors. Here to tell us more is Crystal Murray, show producer with our partners at Saltscapes, and Nancy Regan, author and former CTV anchor. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. Hi, Latavia. Thanks for having us.
Absolute pleasure. We're very excited because there's new programming this year. Crystal, can you tell us more about it?
Absolutely. So Saltscapes is all about celebrating the East Coast. This year, we're dialing it in, and we have a really wonderful partnership with Nova Scotia Loyal, and the focus is on Nova Scotia, which is really exciting for us. But with the programming this year, we've decided it's time to lean in a little bit more to the arts community in the province. So we have some amazing partnerships that have shaped up over the last couple of months as the shows come together. So one of the first ones I'd like to chat about is a celebration of the Tightcart Gallery. Tightcart Gallery is an amazing gallery downtown. It's on the same campus as AGNS, and it's their 50th anniversary this year. Tightcart has put together a beautiful exhibit, all Nova Scotian artists, and they have 3 artists coming in over the weekend who will be painting. You can ask them questions, see their technique, and at the end of the show, we're going to be auctioning off their work in support of AGNS. So I think that's really cool. So that's really new for us this year, to actually have those types of art collections on our show floor. The other partnership we're really excited to announce is with NASCAD. So we have emerging artists coming in, recent graduates of NASCAD coming into the show floor and showing us like the beautiful work that they're doing. So they're just getting started. So it's a great platform for them to be able to showcase their work.
Okay, so Nancy, I understand that the art installations is in partnership with Friends United. Can you share the details on that?
Yes, Latavia, Friends United is an amazing nonprofit based in Cape Breton, which supports and promotes the work of Indigenous artists. I have been working with them and associated with them for a long time, and it is just a joyful place. It's a great opportunity at Saltscapes to actually meet a lot of these artists. So there are 8 or 9 artists who are going to be there, and it is not only a chance to see them, talk to them, you get to watch them work. As Crystal said, a lot of them are going to be painting, and there will be beadwork, there will be glass making. Oh yeah, it's incredible. And there's one particular artist, Jason Lucas, who's going to be doing some painting on stage. He does these enormous works, and he's brought I don't know, maybe 30 of them, and is going to be displaying them, and they are the size of a wall. So it's really an opportunity to, you know, in some way participate in what Friends United is all about, which is reconciliation. Absolutely. It's celebrating Indigenous people and giving them support and really understanding their culture and stories better.
Absolutely, and through different mediums as well, which is really cool to hear.
There's amazing paintings, amazing artwork.
So the gallery installations are really going to change the look and feel of the show, but we still have amazing makers and businesses that also show up and support Expo year after year after year. So, and I think it's going to be beautiful to see how all of this works together this year.
Absolutely, because of the new features and tried and true that everyone comes out to see. It's going to be really cool.
Absolutely.
And you know, I can't, if you don't mind me blowing your horn, I think it's a really important time. I think it's amazing that you're celebrating art so much this year. It's very timely without getting political, but also the world is chaotic and you know, stressful for a lot of people. So it's a beautiful time to be able to come together in a sense of connection and community.
Absolutely. And you also mentioned there's new authors. There will be a new author chat.
We do.
Right? Yeah. With authors within Nova Scotia. So tell us a little bit more about what that will feature.
Absolutely. So Sunday morning at 11 a.m., we are hosting an authors panel, and they're going to be talking about the way they bring Nova Scotia to life in their books, which I think is a really beautiful topic to be talking about. So we have Jane Doucette, Michelle Hebert, Carol Bruneau, I think a lot of people will know these names, and also Susan LeBlanc. So we have 4 fantastic authors that are going to be there and sharing their stories with us. They're going to be selling their books, doing book signing. So that's Sunday at 11 a.m.
Well, we're very excited for Saltscapes to take place this weekend. Thank you both for joining us and sharing the details.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, ladies. Sounds like a great weekend. Health and medical news now. New research reveals which Canadian city is the toughest place to escape pollen. It's one of the topics in your health. For the first time, Ottawa's Aerobiology Research Lab released a report ranking Canadian cities based on length of allergy season and the number of days with very high pollen concentrations. Out of 35 years of data, Windsor, Ontario came out on top.
Windsor ranked second for weeds, third for grasses, and fourth for trees. So when we combined all of those different data points, it put Windsor at the top as the worst place to live in Canada for pollen allergies.
Hamilton, Barrie, Victoria, Kingston also made the top 5 list, though there is some good news for Atlantic Canadians. The top 5 Canadian cities with the lowest seasonal pollen burden are St. John's, followed by St. John, Regina, Moncton, and Halifax. South of the border, U.S. health officials stopped the publication of a study on whether the COVID-19 vaccine was keeping adults from becoming sick enough to have to go to the hospital. A U.S. Department of Health spokesperson confirmed the decision to halt publication, citing a dispute about the study's methodology. The research paper was to appear in the Morbidity and Mortality Weekly Report, the CDC's flagship publication. One way scientists have studied COVID-19 vaccine effectiveness is by focusing on sick people who were admitted to hospitals or visited emergency rooms. The researchers check whether patients were vaccinated and then calculate the odds of a positive COVID-19 test among vaccinated patients versus those who were unvaccinated. Papers using that methodology have been published in a number of esteemed journals. Finally, Americans are becoming more and more lonely. A new study of 2,000 people showed young people have increasingly cut off contact from close friends or family. Nearly half of respondents said they experienced loneliness on a typical day. Many also said they used technology in situations to avoid interactions with other people. The study was completed by Talker Research.
Now we'd like to introduce you to the Maritimers who are marking milestones today. It's a 50th anniversary for Terry and Anne Marie Bond of Rothsay, New Brunswick.
Oh, wonderful then and now. You guys look great, both pictures.
Incredible. Happy anniversary.
Yes. And it's a 60th anniversary for Harold and Edna Moran of Granville Centre, Nova Scotia. Congratulations, you two. 60 years is a wonderful milestone.
Incredible. Look so in love. Happy anniversary. To see your milestone again or to find out how to submit one, visit our website by scanning the QR code on your screen. And a reminder, milestones must be received 2 weeks in advance.
Okay, how would you like to win a ride on lawnmower? I know you would. And that is the prize for this month's Kent Big Bucket giveaway. It is a made-for 38-inch lawn tractor worth $2,500. It's powerful, built to last, offering fantastic performance. To enter to win, head to ctvatlantic.ca. The winner will be announced Friday, May 1st. You got one more week left to get your name in for the Big Bucket giveaway.
I can't wait for that reveal. All right, now we're going to take a look at our weekend forecast. Starting off in New Brunswick, 5 degrees today with a chance of showers and or flurries. On Saturdays, seasonal at 11 degrees. We will be seeing sunshine return, a chance of showers and or flurries for the southern region of the province. And then on Sunday, above seasonal at 14 degrees with sunshine. For Nova Scotia, 7 degrees today, a chance of showers and or flurries. On Saturday, a bit of sunshine, but then increasing cloudiness. We do have showers and or flurries for Cape Breton Island. And then on Sunday, 12 degrees as your daytime high and sunshine returns. For Prince Edward Island, 5 degrees with flurries clearing out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. 4 degrees on Saturday, a chance of showers and or flurries return. And then on Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud across the island with a high of 8.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
It's Friday, April 24th. Today on Your Morning Atlantic, a third suspect now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Details just ahead in your news headlines.
And flower power. In this week's Garden Guide, the folks at Halifax Seed help us get ready for some beautiful blooms. Those stories and more just ahead in this half hour of Your Morning Atlantic.
Looking forward to what Emily Trigano has to say from Halifax Seed for the Garden Guide. It's nice to see. We were talking about the crocuses showing up.
Yes.
Kids are so sweet because one of them was coming off the bus stop and she was so excited. She goes, "Oh my goodness, look at all the beautiful yellow flowers."
The dandelions?
The dandelions.
I
The dandelions.
picked a couple to take home and put in little bud vase. But if they stayed, that would be one thing. But after you put them in for a little bit, they kind of shrivel up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think as
they
kids
do.
used to collect them all the time. My mom's like, those are weeds. I'm like, oh.
All about perspective.
pretty.
Like the parents saying, "No, it's so weak," but the kids saying, "Look at the beautiful flower."
Yeah.
But now when you have a lawn, you're like,
Oh, I know. Especially in the cracks of your driveway too. You know how do they do it? I don't know, but they'll
grow anywhere. They are powerful.
Anywhere.
Powerful. Let's talk about flower power. They'll grow anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good for the bees.
Even I'm surprised how well the flowers are doing. It's been quite chilly this week, snow in some places, but the flowers are still, they're fighting up. They're fighting their way through.
They're thriving. I think shower activity does help as well.
Yeah.
But we are going to see that mixed precipitation looming across parts of Atlantic Canada today. A chance of showers and or flurries for Hampton. It is a cloudy start to the day. Currently 0 in your area, so we are seeing a cool start to the day. A bit warmer than Thursday morning, though. And below seasonal daytime highs are headed our way as well. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton, -1 in Charlottetown, 0 in Sydney, 2 degrees in Halifax, as well as into Happy Valley Goose Bay, and -3 in Gander. Here's a look at that wind chill factoring in right across the region today. As I mentioned, temperatures will rise, but still on the cooler side of things. We do have some significant snowfall headed towards Newfoundland. Because of that, we do have a snowfall warning in effect for later this morning until Saturday. Here's a look at the current system tracking across the region. For Labrador as well as the Maritime region, a chance of showers and or flurries for Newfoundland into the afternoon. We'll start to see that snow move in across the province. In terms of the wind for the Maritime region, remaining light throughout the day. 19 kilometers per hour for sustained wind in Edmundston and Yarmouth, 15 in St. John, New Brunswick, with 11 in Charlottetown and Sydney. No wind gusts to report. We'll take another look at your weekend forecast just ahead. First, a look at your local news with Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. You will be paying more to fill up with gas at Maritime pumps. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1 gas increased by 10.5 cents. The minimum price now $1.77.7. Price of diesel did not change in Nova Scotia. It rests at 206.6. In PEI, gas increased by 4 cents. The minimum price now $1.79.3 a litre. And diesel increased for a second day in a row, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price now $2.17.2. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. And diesel, it decreased. It's down by 1.6 cents. The maximum price $2.16.9 a litre. A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton Thursday afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. 2 other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Ryan will face a judge later today. Police in Fredericton are reporting a dramatic spike in drug overdoses so far this year. The force says it has responded to 61 since January, more than twice the number for the same period last year. There were 162 reported overdoses in 2025, 9 of which were fatal. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to a home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remained in custody, and Thursday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against 32-year-old Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they are treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. To the box office now. Turns out Little Lorraine is a big hit in Cape Breton. The indie film sold more than 4,000 tickets over the course of the week in Sydney. So much so, Cineplex had to add more screenings because 12 of the 14 scheduled showings sold out. Many in the area were a part of the filming back in 2024. Nova Scotia-born director Andy Hines said he's been blown away by the response. The movie is based on co-writer Adam Baldwin's 2022 song Lighthouse in Little Lorraine. The film centers on 3 coal miners in Cape Breton who become lobster fishers and get caught up in a drug smuggling ring. A new class with a focus on health and hands-on cooking has started at schools around Halifax. And as CTV's Emma Convey shows us, students are learning recipes and habits for life.
I think it's really important because once we grow up, we know how to cook. We're cracking jokes over there. It's pretty fun. It's just fun to make stuff because it's satisfying.
It's the first day of a pilot program dietitian Diana DeBlee has always dreamt of rolling out. Now partnering with Nourish Nova Scotia and a few elementary schools in Halifax, she was able to make it happen.
Food insecurity is huge here in Nova Scotia. So teaching children at a young age that food is good and food is important for their health, and also teaching them ways how to cook food and make it easy.
Most important ingredients are carrots that were brought today from the Annapolis Valley that were grown by Longspell Farms, and apples that were grown at Noggins Corner Farm.
4th grade teacher Carolyn Powers says hands-on activities like these teach teamwork and put knowledge to the test.
It's hard to know how much kids get to engage with food at home. Getting for them to be able to see what goes into making food and being able to do it themselves is a life skill that they need to learn.
And put into practice.
It feels really good. I feel capable. It's different because often I make it with chocolate chips and a lot of sugar. I love cooking, but it's so important, I guess.
This is just the start. The plan is by fall, there will be an official program ready to roll out to the schools with recipes and lesson plans for teachers to access. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Oh, that was so sweet. Thank you, Emma, for that report.
Great, and so important to learn how to make your own food.
Absolutely.
A skill that'll last a lifetime.
Yep.
Okay, we have a fantastic contest to tell you about. If you haven't heard, you can wake up and win with CTV Your Morning. We could pay your bills with a massive $20,000. Just think of a way you could do with that extra money. It would improve your life immediately. So to enter, head to the contest page at ctvatlantic.ca or scan the QR code you're just about to see on your screen. Just enter the code word. Today's word is bonus. A little information will be asked from you. You just pop it all in there. You can win $20,000. Tune in every day we're on the air for another code word and another chance to win. This goes into May, so you got a few chances coming up.
Ooh, boy, May will be here before we know it, too.
Oh, seriously, yeah.
Quick little note on the Kent contest, too. Just the contest actually closes tomorrow to win that ride-on lawnmower.
Okay.
So go to the website maybe during the break and just enter to win that mower, and then we're going to announce the winner next Friday.
Next Friday, right on. All right, we're going to find out what our partners at Halifax Seed are up to in this week's edition of the Garden Guide. And also, after that's coming up after Latavia's forecast. Good morning to everyone in the HRM this morning. Here's a live look at the calm conditions. Good luck if you're going across the bridge. The forecast is next.
Good morning, Atlantic Canada, and happy Friday. The time now is 8:11. We're taking a live look at White Point. A bit of a cloudy start to the day. We do have a low chance of showers and or flurries expected. Something to keep in mind if you are heading out. It is cooler yet again this morning across Atlantic Canada. We are going to see temperatures rise, still remaining below seasonal for our daytime highs, though. 0 starting off your day in Fredericton with -1 in Charlottetown, 2 degrees in Halifax with 0 in Sydney, -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. We do have a snowfall warning currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland for later this morning until Saturday, expecting some significant snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters. Here's a look at our forecast timeline. A chance of showers and or flurries remains for all 3 maritime provinces. Also seeing a bit of a wintry mix across Labrador, and then into the afternoon for Newfoundland, we will see this system make its way over, bringing snow, becoming snow at times heavy into the evening. And for the maritime region, still seeing that chance of showers and or flurries remain for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, at least taking us into early Saturday morning. Sunshine for parts of the region, but also seeing a low chance of showers and or flurries for Cape Breton Island, eastern Nova Scotia. Looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for our snowfall outlook for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, heaviest being still quite light, 2 to 5 centimeters for New Glasgow. And then looking at around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of Labrador. For Newfoundland, looking at around 2 to 10. For our rainfall outlook, along the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia, looking around 2 to 5 millimeters of precipitation. Also seeing around 2 to 5 millimeters for parts of Newfoundland. For our forecast today, daytime highs will range from 4 to 7 degrees. A chance of showers and or flurries across New Brunswick today. Prince Edward Island, looking at flurry activity early on, will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. Daytime highs between 3 to 4. And then for Cape Breton, eastern mainland Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. Isolated flurries start off your day and or showers. That will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud late into the afternoon. Daytime highs between 3 to 6. For the rest of Nova Scotia, a chance of showers and or flurries on and off throughout the day today, with highs ranging from 6 to 9. For Labrador City, looking at some freezing drizzle early in the morning. Flurries will continue throughout the day with a high of 3. 1 degree for St. John's, Newfoundland into the afternoon, seeing snow becoming heavier at times into the evening. Saturday's forecast, temperatures start to rise. Warmer air moves back in across the region, holding on to a low chance of showers and or flurries, though, for Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, Labrador still dealing with showers and or snow. And then into our forecast for Saturday night, we see this system continue to break down. Sunday, sunshine returns. We will be seeing warmer daytime highs headed our way. That's a look at your weather forecast. Going to throw things over to Amanda.
Thanks, Latavia. International news now. U.S. President Donald Trump says the ceasefire between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon has been extended. Trump posting that the agreement, due to expire on Monday, will continue for another 3 weeks. The announcement came after the president hosted negotiations at the White House. Meantime, Trump told reporters, quote, "Don't rush me," when asked about his timeline for ending the Iran war, and blamed Iran for stalling negotiations. And the conflict is already costing Canadians more to fly, and now WestJet is joining other carriers by packing on extra baggage fees. Travelers checking in their first or second bag at the airport will have to pay $10 more per item. If you sign up for checked baggage beforehand, it will be $5 more per bag. And fees for overweight or oversized luggage will increase. We'll see an increase of $50. This is the 3rd time in 3 years the airplane has increased baggage fees. We are learning more about the fatal collision at LaGuardia Airport in New York last month, involving an Air Canada jet and a fire truck.
Stop, truck one, stop, truck one, stop.
Investigators say a firefighter in that truck heard warnings from air traffic controllers, but didn't know who it was for. By the time they figured it out, it was too late. Investigators say the warning came after the truck was cleared to cross the runway 12 seconds before the plane touched down. 2 pilots were killed in the crash and around 40 people were injured. The trade tensions between Canada and the U.S. are heating up ahead of the CUSMA Trade Pact review, which is scheduled for July 1st. CTV's Mike Lecouture has the latest.
As this Ottawa pub prepared for a busy night of playoff hockey, the shutout of U.S. spirits has led to a run on Canadian alcohol.
We really get asked more like about Niagara wines versus the Californias, and we get asked about the Canadian options for spirits as well.
The decline in American booze sales is likely why U.S. trade officials continue to bring it up as an irritant.
There may have to be an enforcement action to deal with this issue on wine and spirits in Canada.
When pressed about that today, the Prime Minister pushed back.
You know what's an irritant? 50% tariff on steel. 50% tariff on aluminum, 25% tariff on automobiles, all the tariffs on forest products. Those are more than irritant.
And he insisted discussions with the Trump administration must be a two-way street.
We're not sitting here taking notes, okay, and taking instruction from the United States.
Appearing on CNN, Premier Doug Ford made no apologies for Ontario not stocking U.S. alcohol and Ontarians not vacationing in the U.S.
It's unfortunate that Canadians are boycotting spending tens of billions of dollars in the U.S. This can come to a quick end. Everyone can thrive and prosper.
While criticizing the Carney government for making concessions and not getting any in return, the Conservatives say it's time to hold firm.
I don't think we should squander any more leverage after learning from Mr. Carney's mistakes.
Polyev believes the focus should be on the 2.6 million Canadian jobs affected by the trade war. Canada's new ambassador to the U.S. told a parliamentary committee there are discussions about sectoral tariffs while also preparing for negotiations.
We are ready, willing, and able to commence the review process, and we are in active dialogue to reduce the 232 tariffs that have been imposed on Canadian industry.
Despite several questions from opposition MPs, the ambassador couldn't explain why talks have not started between Canada and the U.S. Meantime, the Americans and Mexicans are scheduled to start their negotiations at the end of May.
CTV's Mike Lacouture reporting in Ottawa. Following closely in the path of Artemis II crew member Jeremy Hansen, another Canadian astronaut is all set to mark his first space flight. Joshua Kutrick will be heading to the International Space Station later this year, joining NASA's SpaceX crew. The 44-year-old from Alberta will live and work on board the ISS for about 6 months and become the first Canadian to be part of NASA's commercial crew program. Another break here on Your Morning Atlantic. When we return, we're talking flowers in the latest edition of the Garden Guide. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Move Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Weekday mornings on Move 100. The most fun in the morning. And home of the $1,000 minute. Only on Move 100 Halifax.
It is time for another edition of the Spring Garden Guide with Emily Trigano from Halifax. It's so good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Happy to be here.
Happy to have you. And today we are talking about something that makes a lot of people very happy. Flowers.
You know, it's amazing to walk out your back door and be able to pick a fresh tomato and herbs for the kitchen, all of the things. But honestly, this year I'm going to focus a little bit more on flowers and cut flowers. So we can always have those fresh bouquets, just, you know,
in our home or as a gift for a friend that you visit,
And it's really easy to do that. So I'm going to dedicate one of my raised beds to just flowers, and I'm really excited for it. So there's some beautiful varieties that you can start from seed and still start now, whether it's indoors or, hey, we could even get in the garden outside.
So what's the easiest thing to plant right now that, you know, can withstand a little bit of chill?
Yeah, so if you're looking to get your hands dirty and get outside in the garden, sweet peas are perfect. Sweet peas, always read the directions on the back. You want to know how deep to plant them. Sweet peas, some people will also like to soak them overnight, just in a little dish of water. That helps soften the outer shell of the seed. They're a vine, so you're going to want maybe a trellis for them to climb up on, but they make a beautiful cut flower.
And they can go straight into the ground.
Sweet peas are straight into the ground.
Okay, but not all flowers can go straight into the ground, right?
Absolutely not. So, cosmos and zinnias, these are new to us. Most of these are new to us this year. Beautiful varieties. Both of them will make a wonderful cut flower. These ones you're going to want to start indoors. Give them a little bit of a head start, and then after the risk of frost, plant them out. Zinnias and cosmos are so wonderful. The more you cut them, the more they're going to bloom. So I always
never
recommend,
run out.
Never. It's amazing. This cotton candy mix, this is one of my favorites. Zinnias, again, you can't go wrong.
And basically, when you start those seeds, do you do them the way that you do like your tomatoes or cucumbers?
Absolutely. All you need, again, is the tray, the cell, some beautiful soil, and a dome just to make that greenhouse effect.
Spray bottle to keep them moist.
Keep them moist. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then other really wonderful flowers to plant out a little bit later. We want to wait until we get a little bit closer to that last frost, or maybe just a couple days after the last frost. But sunflower and phlox, those go directly in the garden as well.
So beautiful. Looking forward to all of it, Emily. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.
We'll see you then.
The Garden Guide is brought to you by Halifax Seed, growing for 160 years.
Taking a look at our 3-day forecast, 5 degrees is your daytime high in New Brunswick. A chance of showers and or flurries across the province. On Saturday, 11 degrees. Sunshine returns for much of the province. We do have showers and or flurries expected for the southern region. 14 degrees on Sunday with sunny skies. For Nova Scotia, 7 degrees today. We do have mixed precipitation expected. 7 degrees on Saturday. For much of the province, sunshine and then increasing cloudiness. A chance of showers and or flurries remains in Cape Breton Island. 12 degrees on Sunday, looking at lots of sunshine. For Prince Edward Island, 5 degrees. We do have flurries starting off your day. Will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud. 4 degrees on Saturday. A chance of showers and or flurries returns. Sunshine on Friday with a high of 8.
Still ahead, PEI Fashion Weekend. We'll chat with the founder of the event, which is back for its 5th year. All the details on what to expect just ahead on the Friday edition of Your Morning Atlantic.
Good morning in Atlantic, Canada. Thank you so much for joining us. The time now is 8:28. I can hear the weekend calling my name.
Latavia. Sleep in a few more hours.
Rest. Don't worry. Don't worry.
That might be on your bucket list because you probably have little kids. I know you have 2 little kids. They get you up early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What time do they get up in the morning?
Early is like 6:30, latest like 7, sometimes 7:30, but very
Oh my gosh, that's great. That's very lucky.
Considering,
Kids, it's like,
mind you, they
Sun's
have
up
nights
there,
where they're like 1 a.m. woohoo, dance party, but
yeah.
thankfully not as often.
Oh, good. Hopefully that will wind down eventually. We've been having a lot of fun gathering your text messages at 10400 about your bucket list. We're going to be sharing those items about like 25 minutes. Crystal, we didn't get to ask you about your bucket list item.
I thought about it. My bucket list is to fly first class international where you get to lay on the little bed and have the whole experience, the pod.
Yes.
Yeah, someday.
That's awesome.
Someday.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice. The only time I kind of had a taste of that was back when I was a student at NSCC and I was studying radio and television arts. And a colleague of mine, Terry Lynn, we got to go to Dreams Take Flight and we got to be the videographers. So if you haven't heard of it before, it gives some kids who might not have the opportunity to go to Disney World.
Wow.
And it's one day. They get to go to the Magic Kingdom for one day. It's pretty exciting. So we got to film the whole experience, and we and some of the adults, we got to sit in like the first class part. That was super cool.
That would be fun.
Oh yeah,
But
sounds like a dream.
International, you want to lay down, you want to have the pod.
Oh
yeah,
pod.
The luxurious pod.
Exactly, the whole pod. They give you a little mask.
Maybe a sparkling beverage.
Oh yes, glass of champagne waiting for you. Oh yes, one day we'll do this.
Yes,
not today though. Today I'm here and I'm happy to be here.
We're happy to have you.
Thank you so much. It's 8:30. We got 1/2 hour left in the show. Time to let people know what the weather's like now and then into the weekend when I think things are, you said earlier, are getting better, and I'm holding you to it.
Oh, absolutely. We are going to see temperatures rise, especially into Sunday. Our daytime highs will jump up above seasonal. That is not the case for today, though. Currently 1 degree in St. John, New Brunswick. We are seeing a cloudy start to the day, and we do have a chance of mixed precipitation tracking across the region. It is a -1 in Charlottetown with 0 in Sydney, 2 degrees starting off your day in Halifax, and -1 into St. John's, Newfoundland. Here's a look at that wind chill tracking across Atlantic Canada. Cooling things down early on, we will start to see warmer air move through into the weekend. A snowfall warning currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland. They are expecting significant snowfall starting this afternoon until Saturday. And here's a look at our satellite and radar. We do have a chance of showers and or flurries for the Maritime region. A wintry mix across Labrador, and then Newfoundland into this afternoon, starting to see that snow move in as well. In terms of the wind for the Maritimes, it's going to remain quite light throughout your day. 19 kilometers per hour in Yarmouth and Edmundston, 17 in Truro, 11 into Grand Etang, Sydney, and Halifax. Currently, no wind gusts to report. We'll take one last look at your weekend forecast just ahead, but first, one last look at your local news with Amanda.
Thank you, Latavia. We begin with prices at the pumps, where you will be paying more to fill up with gas. In Nova Scotia, Zone 1, gas increased by 10.5 cents overnight. The minimum price now $1.77.7 a litre. Price of diesel did not change in Nova Scotia. It rests at $2.06.6. In Prince Edward Island, gas increased by 4 cents. The minimum price now $1.79.3 a litre. And diesel increased for a second day, this time by 2.3 cents. The minimum price now $2.17.2. And in New Brunswick, gas increased by 6.3 cents. The maximum price $1.78.7. Meantime, diesel, it decreased. It fell by 1.6 cents. The maximum price $2.16.9. A third suspect has now been arrested in connection with the shooting death of a man in Amherst last week. Police say 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill was arrested in Moncton Thursday afternoon in a sizable police operation. 41-year-old Chris Leggett was shot to death in Amherst on the evening of April 13th. Two other suspects, a 56-year-old man and a 42-year-old woman, also remain in custody. They have another court date coming up next month. Meantime, Ryan will face a judge later today. A 32-year-old man is facing charges after a woman's death in New Waterford. Cape Breton Regional Police say they were called to a home at the corner of Ling Street and St. Agnes Avenue around 6 Wednesday night, where they found an unresponsive person who was pronounced dead by EHS. Police arrested a man who remained in custody. Then Thursday afternoon, they laid a charge of second-degree murder against Zachary Paul Landry. Police say the accused and the victim, a 25-year-old woman, knew each other, adding they're treating this as an isolated incident with no further risk to public safety. The Prime Minister says he's not particularly happy New Brunswick plans to set up a road toll by Nova Scotia. Mark Carney met face-to-face with Premier Susan Holt earlier this week. He told reporters yesterday all provinces have to do their part to reduce provincial trade barriers. The province introduced the controversial measure in its recent deficit budget. Carney says he will continue to discuss the issue with New Brunswick. A major player in the dairy industry around here is making some major changes, and it's impacting jobs. Canada's largest dairy cooperative, AgroPure, is planning to wind down operations in Truro and Sussex and expand production in Hammonds Plains and Miramichi. AgroPure says the closure of the facility in Sussex is expected at the end of 2028 and will result in 60 job losses. Meantime, it will spend $20 million to modernize the Miramichi facility to create 15 jobs, with $2.4 million coming from the New Brunswick government.
We can feel for the folks in Sussex who are hearing the news about the shift of that work, and we're grateful that AgroPure has committed to supporting those employees if they choose to relocate to where the new opportunities are. So AgroPure is growing in the Miramichi, and actually at the end of this they will have net more employment and activity in New Brunswick than they do today.
In Nova Scotia, the provincial government says AgroPure employs more than 400 Nova Scotians. In a news release, the Premier, Tim Houston, says he welcomes the expansion and says it supports dairy farmers in Nova Scotia. An Alberta-based group says it's willing to fight to reinstate a video feed of town council meetings in the community of Annapolis Royal. Critics say it undermines accountability, but town officials say they're ending the practice because it's led to harassment for some councillors, especially women.
In general, because YouTube and other platforms allow comments, clipping, reposting, live streaming meetings can unintentionally amplify harassment and abuse directed at councillors, particularly women.
Female politicians are not treated the same as male politicians. Women in general are not treated the same way. Young people are certainly not, and we have young people and we have women.
The live video stream began during COVID, and audio recording will still be uploaded. The Calgary-based Canadian Constitution Foundation says it will consider litigation if the decision is not reversed by the next council meeting. Finally, out west, the first day of the Calgary Expo has come and gone, making for everyone from comic enthusiasts to fans of movie, games, and anime. A lot of neat visuals, too. See if you can recognize some of these pop culture moments. The Calgary Expo, it's running until Sunday. Fans can get the chance to meet their favorite stars, including actors from the Lord of the Rings movie series and Smallville, which, of course, you'll remember that was a TV series about Superman and his alter ego, Clark Kent. But what we want to know maybe more about is these critters doing the Princess Bride. That is, anyone guess? Cloud, Final Fantasy. Yeah.
Princess Bride.
That is Princess Bride.
So
I am thrilled. I don't understand the gopher part.
I saw the background. It does confirm it. There's a gopher museum in Alberta where you can go and it's all taxidermy gophers playing out scenes from pop culture.
Sounds like a nightmare.
Well, I think I'd love to go.
What?
Yeah, I would.
I think I'd like to go.
Yeah, because it's
Beetlejuice.
Superman. Yeah,
sure, it's a sight to see.
Anyway,
some of those look kind of cute.
The Lord of the Rings. That's the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Admire that. They bring all those taxidermy gophers down.
Oh, he's got a little ring. Oh, okay.
They're delicate.
I'm in now.
You know what I appreciate?
Some of them are kind of cute.
Yeah, I appreciate both the organizers of that booth.
Yeah,
they know how to go for it.
Yeah, they do.
I got it. That's Amanda. That was for you.
Ding, that was great. I lived in my spirits.
Time to check in on Suji and Bruce.
Okay.
At the Port Morion Wildlife Conservation's. Okay, so it's a little bit of a different angle, but you saw there that whoever's in the nest, I think it might be Suji, has been taking her beak and pulling the grass over onto her to create a blanket-like situation. Do you think, is it windy and cold today in Cape Breton?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, well, that explains it.
I don't know if we'll get, because we're at the mercy of the cameras. But if you go tune in if you want to see this, but you can see Suji like just snuggling in.
I wonder when the baby's supposed to hatch.
Well, I'm watching it every day. Like I have this on my computer.
Oh, look, there it is.
Tugging. Just for a second, she's tugging the grass. I bet that Bruce and or Suji, whoever this is, the other one, goes down and grabs the stuff, brings it up into the nest, and then he or she continues to make the bed.
Nice and cozy.
Yeah, like first class airplane travel, except for it's in a nest.
Yeah, exactly.
Outside.
Yes.
All right. Oh, this is fun. Stars on Ice is in Moncton tonight.
Okay.
Halifax last night. It's your chance to see Canadian skating royalty live and in person. So Stars on Ice 2026 promises a brand new show with an Olympic theme starring medalist Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier, along with Elvis Stoico and Caitlin Osmond, along with many other talented performers. The show is created by Canadian skating legend Kurt Browning and promises to be an unforgettable night of top-notch entertainment. So there are some tickets available for tonight's show at the Avenir Centre, but it's one night only, so don't miss it.
They already performed in Halifax?
Last night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Quick.
Super. I got to skate with Piper and Paul earlier this week.
Yes.
It was
so cool.
Oh, electrifying. So, yeah, you need to see the show because the show is fully full of life.
I could imagine.
I didn't get to go last night, unfortunately.
But you usually go.
I'm thinking myself, I just was so tired.
Of course.
Yeah, it gets like that sometimes, but next year, for sure. Like, maybe I need to go. I actually could stay day off tomorrow. I can go to Moncton. Perhaps you'll see me there, Avenir Centre. Perhaps you will.
Right?
Listen, it's like roughly a little bit less than a 3-hour drive.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not too bad. Nice drive, too. Yeah, that's really exciting. And if you missed Crystal's segment, too, with Stars on Ice, it's on our website.
It's on the website. So that is happening tonight in Moncton. What else?
We'll take a look at our community calendar. The first ever Maritime Reptile and Pet Expo heads to Moncton. Yeah.
That's tomorrow. Okay, well, maybe I'll just...
you can go to the expo in the morning.
Yeah.
Get a hotel,
Stars
people.
on Ice,
Well, this is going to be held at the Moncton Coliseum April 26th, which is Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You can explore all things pet related. For tickets, head over to their Facebook event page. And the Spring Park United Church annual yard sale returns this weekend on Saturday, April 25th from 9 to 12 p.m. Head over to shop a wide selection of jewelry, household items, sports equipment, furniture, and the list goes on. That sounds like a fun time. And ABBA Revisited takes the stage in Glace Bay. So you can head over to the Savoy Theater. This is Sunday, April 26th at 7:30 p.m. See the magic of ABBA recreated with fantastic costumes, spectacular harmonies, and so much more. Great musical journey. For tickets, head over to their website. And if you do have an upcoming event, send us the details. We'd love to promote it. Your Morning Atlantic at ctv.ca.
And speaking of events, we're talking about a very fashionable weekend over on the Gentle Island. We will chat with the founder of PEI Fashion Weekend about next week's very exciting event. They're celebrating 5 years. We'll have the details next.
Good morning and welcome back. The time now is 8:44. We're taking a live look at St. John's, Newfoundland. A cloudy start to the day. A bit cool as well early this morning at -1, and we do have snow headed your way. So it is cold right across the region. Temperatures will rise but remain below seasonal for much of our daytime highs today. But into the weekend, we will be seeing a warm up. 0 right now, though, in Fredericton, as well as into Sydney. 2 degrees in Halifax, -1 in Charlottetown, 1 degree in Labrador City. A snowfall warning currently in effect for parts of Newfoundland for this morning until Saturday. We will be seeing significant snowfall at around 15 to 20 centimeters. Over to our forecast timeline. A chance of showers and or flurries for parts of all 3 maritime provinces. For Labrador, looking at a bit of a wintry mix as well. Into the afternoon, we start to see a bit of sunshine for parts of the maritime region, but still holding on to a chance of showers and or flurries. And then Newfoundland, Labrador, going to start to see that snow move in, becoming at times heavy for Newfoundland into the evening, looking at a bit of a wintry mix there as well. And into tonight, temperatures cool down yet again, but Saturday, we are going to see temperatures warm up with warmer air moving back in, helping to bring the temperatures to seasonal for our daytime highs. If you're wondering about snowfall totals, seeing around 2 centimeters of accumulation for parts of all 3 maritime provinces, heaviest being New Glasgow, still remains quite light, 2 to 5 centimeters, and then 2 centimeters for Labrador and 2 to 10 for parts of Newfoundland. For our rainfall outlook, seeing along the Atlantic coast some additional precipitation, only around 2 to 5 millimeters. Same thing for parts of Newfoundland at around 2 to 5. For our forecast today for New Brunswick, we will see daytime highs range from 4 to 7. A chance of showers and or flurries remains throughout the day. For Prince Edward Island, a chance of flurries early on. That will clear out, leaving a mix of sun and cloud into the afternoon. Highs between 3 to 4. For Cape Breton, eastern Nova Scotia, pretty much the same. A chance of showers and or flurries early on, clearing into the afternoon, leaving sunshine. Highs between 3 to 6. For the rest of Nova Scotia, we do have a chance of showers and or flurries remaining throughout the day. Daytime highs will range from 6 to 9. For Labrador City, we do have a bit of freezing drizzle expected early in the morning. Flurries throughout the day with a high of 3 degrees. 1 degree in St. John's, Newfoundland, looking at snow moving in this afternoon, becoming heavy at times into the evening hours. Saturday's forecast, much warmer for our daytime highs. Still holding on to a bit of mixed precipitation for Cape Breton Island and eastern Nova Scotia. Newfoundland, Labrador also going to see that wintry mix remain. Into our forecast for Sunday, temperatures are actually going to rise above seasonal for some of our daytime highs. And we are also expecting sunshine to return for all 3 maritime provinces, Crystal.
Thank you, Latavia. 8:47. Now, PEI Fashion Weekend is gearing up for its return. The 5th annual show will showcase local designers, their one-of-a-kind creations, and it's going to be a night you will not forget. To learn more about this year's weekend festivities, we welcome Julia Campbell, the founder of PEI Fashion Weekend. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this event is new to me. Tell us more about the upcoming PEI Fashion Weekend for us who don't know it yet.
Absolutely. Well, this is our 5th year, which is wonderful. It was a kind of toward the end of COVID project that had started, and it was really a way for the fashion and style community to get together when there were still some restrictions. I recently, well, not recently now, I moved back to Prince Edward Island 12 years ago. I was born and raised here and just noticed such an influx of style, fashion, different cultures here, a lot of different genres of fashion that I hadn't seen before when I was on Prince Edward Island, and I just love the idea of exposing that. And of course, the root of it all is allowing people to be as confident as they can be in choosing the clothing that they wear.
Well, that brings us to my next question. You've made a point to make sure inclusivity is shown throughout the fashion show. Tell us why this is so important to you.
It's always been important to me. I feel like fashion, unfortunately, you looked at New York, Paris, Milan this year, and unfortunately, it's still less than 1% of models that are being shown outside of a size 00. And that's just not reality. And so my biggest point of the show was always that anybody coming to the show could relate to the models on the runway. Lots of different beautiful shapes, sizes, colors, ethnicities. And I think that's why the show has stuck and why we're in year 5 is people come to the show. And then, of course, the true maritime way, it's word of mouth really that has gotten this show to be able to grow to what we're at this year.
We're seeing some images. The show looks amazing. What's the experience like to go to it?
It is so much fun. The vibes, if I do say so myself, are absolutely immaculate. It is such a supportive crowd. You think of a typical fashion show that maybe there's not, a lot of noise, maybe not a lot of clapping. There is a lot of noise at this show. We do entertainment segments in between the fashion showcases. We have dancers, we have entertainers, and really it is 2+ hours of extreme fun and really, really high energy.
It looks great. Where is it taking where is it taking place and exactly when is it taking place?
It's at the Delta Hotel. It's next Friday, May 1st at 7:30, and there are still tickets left.
Ooh, it's a Friday night too. That's amazing. Yeah, fantastic. Oh my gosh, it looks awesome. And it does appear that you've made great efforts to make sure that there are all kinds of bodies and ages and you know, different kinds of people represented on the runway. And the event continues to grow, I understand. How has it evolved since you started it?
That's a great question. I think really, as I said earlier, just word of mouth, the more people that come, the more people that realize. And my whole point of the show is that fashion should be accessible. You should be able to wear what you want, dress how you want, and have that empower you. So I really feel that that's probably the biggest reason why the show has continued to grow.
Julia, do you come from a fashion background? Because you look very fashionable and you're in a very fashionable setting right now.
Well, this is my store, Gems Boutique. I'm very lucky. My mom is a very style, very fashion forward. My grandmother was, and I've just always loved it. I was in my mom's closet from a young age. I love trying different combinations. I love color. So it is definitely a love of mine.
Well, fantastic. I know that the proceeds from the show help give back too. So we'll put a link to the details of the event on our website, Julia. Thank you for your time this morning and good luck next weekend.
Thanks, Crystal. Take care.
Take care as well. All right, it's 8:51. We will take a brief break. We'll put the details about PEI Fashion Weekend on our website. And when we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Hope to see you then.
The #1 morning show in Halifax. Turk, Megan, and Amateur Alex. And home to the biggest artists. Halifax's #1 hit music station. 101.3 Virgin Radio.
Welcome back. PEI Fashion Weekend next weekend. Oh my gosh, this is a great time.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Julia obviously very passionate about it as well.
Can't wait to visit her shop on Queen Street in Charlottetown.
Yes.
So nice. Okay, this is the time where we share your text messages to the Move Morning Chat. We were talking about bucket lists this morning. We really want to know what was on yours. We shared ours. Candace from Cape Breton, I'm not surprised. She's a runner. NYC Marathon 2025 was top of my bucket list. So she obviously ran it last year.
Wow.
Haven't come down off that high yet to make a new one.
That's fair.
Wow. Yeah, soak it up.
Achievement, yeah.
Congratulations. This is for you, Crystal. Kathy from Center Burlington. Sound of Music has always been my favorite movie, so she'd love to go to Austria.
Oh my gosh.
That's incredible.
Let me know. Well, Kathy, let's go together. Love to do that.
Yeah. Samantha says, what's on my bucket list is seeing the 7 wonders of the world.
Wow.
Next winter, we're going to book our first 7 wonders trip to Egypt, and we'll bring our 2 teens. They've got a bunch of places we're going to go to. Hot air balloon ride over Cairo. We're going to stay for 2 weeks. It's been a dream for years. And she goes on to say, too, if we can't go to Egypt, we're going to go to Carnival in Rio.
Gosh. Wow.
Okay. Yeah, lots of memories. She's got big plans, and she's going for it. I love it.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Jessica says, on my bucket list, see Cher in concert and go to Italy.
Same. I would love that.
Gosh, snap out of it. I love that.
Tasha says, swimming with dolphins has always been at the top of my bucket list.
That's awesome.
That'd be super cool. Patty, I always want to go to a Blue Jays game, and guess what? They're going to. Thanks to We Are Young. We've had them on the show lots of times. They're going to take their dad to a game in 2 weeks.
Amazing.
Wow.
Love it.
And for LJ, go to tour England and Scotland by train on the Flying Scotsman.
Yay! Oh my gosh, this is a fun topic. We'll have to revisit it again. This is very inspiring.
Yes. Well, thank you to everyone who sent us a message, who watch, who tunes in. We love to hear from you, and we're so grateful that you do join us every day, every week, or whenever you can. This is a list of all of our crew members who help keep this ship afloat. Thanks for joining us. We hope you have a great Friday and a great weekend.